From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Naira Ahmed. We start in Alberta, where Jasper's mayor says evacuees will find out on Monday when they will be able to return home. Richard Ireland hopes sharing word on the announcement date would provide a bridge and some measure of comfort to those so fraught with anxiety. Around 25,000 residents and visitors were forced to leave due to fires, which destroyed one-third of the town's buildings last month. In Quebec now, the province is starting to recover a day after the remnants of Hurricane Debbie pummeled several regions of the province with heavy rainfall, flooding roadways and basements.
Provincial police are searching for an 80-year-old pedestrian after a roadway collapsed and the man was swept into the Batiscon River late on Friday. Police say they are conducting their search with drones because the area is currently inaccessible and dangerous. It comes as Environment Canada says up to 173 millimeters of rain fell on the island of Montreal yesterday, shattering the previous record for the greatest quantity of rain to fall on the city in a single day. The storm also brought widespread power outages to the province. Brenda Molina Navidad, The Canadian Press.
The British Columbia Wildfire Service says over 400 lightning strikes have sparked 8 new wildfires in the province, adding to the over 380 active blazes in the province. The Wildfire Service says the blazes sparked by lightning are small in size but have been challenging due to their remote locations. One of 3 passengers on a plane contracted by the Federal Fisheries Department has died after crashing in Newfoundland. One of the scientists on board has died and the other 2 were injured while en route to survey marine animals. It is not clear what the pilot's injuries are. A Department of Fisheries and Oceans Quebec spokesperson says responders arrived at the scene near Corner Brook before noon local time on Friday. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada says investigators arrived on scene today. Abroad, the United Nations Human Rights Office is calling Israel's latest attack on Gaza part of its systemic attacks on schools. An Israeli airstrike hit a school-turned-shelter in Gaza early today, killing at least 80 people and wounding nearly 50 others. The UN office says at least 21 schools have been targeted by Israel since July 4th, killing hundreds of people. The Israeli military says today's attack hit a Hamas command center in a mosque in its compound and killed 19 Hamas and Islamic Jihad fighters. A witness says the strike came during prayer time at the mosque. And Disney fans can get excited after the company announced sequels to some of its franchises at its D23 convention in California. New movies have been teased in the Avatar, Toy Story, Frozen, and Incredibles franchises. Meanwhile, the Moana 2 trailer was also released, set to hit theaters on November 27th. And Zootopia 2 is set to be coming to theaters in November 2025. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Team Canada is now up to 27 total medals at the Paris Olympics. Canada's Phil Kim has won a gold medal in men's breaking at the Games. The 27-year-old from Vancouver, who goes by B-boy Phil Wizard in breaking circles, captured the first men's Olympic gold in the sport. Meanwhile, Marco A. Rope has won silver in the men's 800 meters. The 25-year-old hailing from Edmonton stopped the clock in a Canadian record time of 1 minute and 41.20 seconds. Mississauga, Ontario's Katie Vincent also raced to gold in the women's single 200-meter canoe sprint final. Today's medal count set new records for Canada's most medals won at a non-boycotted Olympics. Tomorrow, the closing ceremony is set to take place. In the MLB, the Jays lost at home to the Oakland Athletics 1-0, and in CFL action, the league has initiated a review to determine a possible reinstatement of suspended Toronto Argonauts quarterback Chad Kelly. And tonight, the Hamilton Tiger Cats take on the Montreal Alouettes. From the Canadian Press, I'm Naira Ahmed.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.